Another sign Team Clinton is nervous is that Bill Clinton is out on the campaign trail. They understand this. They understand he's an asset in many ways, but he also is a potential liability in many other ways. And so they know if you let him out, you have to deal with both. And so he's out, which means they understand they need him. They need him to try to close the sale. He was asked about it because Republicans are stirring from Trump on down, stirring up, well, Bill Clinton, she can't criticize us on women's issues. If Bill Clinton's out there, they want to talk about more sordid things in his past. He didn't want to answer it directly when he was in New Hampshire, but a voter asked Bernie Sanders about it at a rally. Listen.
Hillary Clinton is not Bill Clinton, but Bill Clinton did, I think we can all acknowledge, was totally disgraceful and unacceptable. But I am running against Hillary Clinton. I'm not running against Bill Clinton.
Now it's in that's the Democratic race.
Yeah. I was out at Bill Clinton's events in Iowa last week, and you saw both the good and the not so good of Bill Clinton. He had 500 people each at his events, which is more than you get at some Republican candidates' events in Iowa. He had the crowd going. He had the great applause lines. But also, he got confronted by reporters about the Trump criticism, and it's going to trail him everywhere that he goes. But you know that the Clinton campaign at this point sees it as more of a positive than a negative because of what I think Maggie is saying, that there is something going on that they feel like whatever he can bring to the table to help her at this point, they need.
Yes. In a lot of ways, this feels a lot like 2008 when after Obama won in Iowa and it looked like he was going to run away with the nomination, and then Hillary comes and wins in New Hampshire and kept the campaign alive for months. I think the real concern for the Hillary campaign is that if Bernie does really well in those first two states, he will be in a pretty strong position for the rest of the campaign, and it will reinforce the narrative that the Democratic base is just not excited about her headed into a general.
And that's the issue. Look, there's no question that the Clinton campaign is concerned about Iowa tightening. New Hampshire is clearly now favoring Bernie Sanders, and the question is only how much. Right. It's the calendar. It's January 10th, and she has every conceivable advantage at her side, and she is struggling to fend off somebody who's a 74-year-old, a valid socialist who is largely seen by most Democrats as a kind of message candidate. And she can't fend him off in the first two states. That's troubling for them, and I think that's why you're seeing her turn to guns much more aggressively right now.
Lastly,